So it's time for me to play catch up, or as I'm calling January, Ketchup month, because it's time for me to catch up on all the films in 2020 in other genres that I missed. Starting with Yes, God, Yes, starring the chick from Stranger Things, Natalia Dyer, right? Isn't that her name? And she is a Catholic schoolgirl. Honestly, I heard about this movie from Chris Stuckman's Best of 2020 list. He mentioned this, and he talked about a Catholic schoolgirl played by Natalia Dyer from Stranger Things, who's adorable, and that she finds masturbation. And I was like, a hot Catholic schoolgirl, a movie about her masturbating? How can I get a copy of this instantaneously? So I literally found it like within a very short amount of time and watched it instantly. Wow, yeah, I guess I'm hard up. But yeah, so she's in Catholic school, and of course she's told that she's gonna burn in hell if she masturbates or has sex before marriage. This film was a hard watch for me. This kind of stuff is very, very difficult for me to watch. Now, I'm not here to bash anyone's religion, and you can believe whatever you want. That's not what this is. It's just, I get very defensive with filling kids' heads with nonsense. This is brainwashing, and it's not good for people. Like, telling kids that they're going to fucking burn for eternity for touching themselves is fucking evil. It's evil. And it never leads to anything good. Here's a real thing, real quick, before I get back to my review. Almost every chick that I've ever met that is wild as fuck went to Catholic school. Just think about that. Why do you think that is? Wouldn't have anything to do with repression and rebellion, would it? Telling horny teenagers not to fuck is not a bright idea. Maybe educating them and teaching them how to have respect for themselves would be the better way to go about it. Anyway, I'm not here to preach. It just, when you watch a movie like this, you're just like, you get so frustrated with the bullshit that they fill kids' heads with to try to control them. It's like, stop it. Stop it. People are fucking, I mean, you're a teenager, you have raging hormones, and you're going to tell your child that they're going to be mortified by their own sexuality. What do you think this is going to do to somebody? Mortified by the fucking tendencies and the urges that you have. Like, oh my God, am I horrible? Am I a bad person because I feel tingling down here and I look at a boy or a girl and I feel something? Dude, that's evil shit. It's just fucking evil. So watching this movie was, even though it was a comedy, I was genuinely like upset and like having to look away from the screen a couple times because I was so angry with the shit they were telling this girl. So that's my own personal experience with it, and I wanted to be honest about it. So that does show you a little bit of bias I have towards the film. That being said, I think it's a pretty good movie. I do feel like it's missing something, though. Like, it's very short. It's only like an hour and 20 minutes or shorter. The hour and 15. It's really, really short. I was shocked when I pressed play and I saw how short it was. And there does just seem to be a little more. I feel like they could have played more into it than they did, but it is a pretty good exploration. You know, it deals with hypocrisy a decent amount, to be expected. None of that stuff is surprising when you see it. But I want to say the best part of the movie is our main character here, our actress. She's fantastic as our main character. This actress is phenomenal. She carries the entire film. Absolutely. 100%. You know what this kind of reminds me of a little bit? Is the movie But I'm a Cheerleader, where Natasha Lyonne is sent to kind of like a pray the gay away camp. And she's like, I'm not gay, I'm not gay. And then when she goes there, spoilers, I'm not going to get into spoilers actually. Watch the fucking movie, it's great. It kind of reminds me of that, like just pure repression from a girl who's trying, to explore herself. This is a coming of age film. No pun intended. And, she's a typical teenage girl who starts to have desires, and she gets into an AOL, because it's set in the early 2000s, gets in an AOL conversation that gets a little racy. And of course, at first she's like, oh my God, and rejects it. But then she gets curious and she starts experimenting a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this movie could have used another 10 or 15 minutes to just explore a couple more things. Just for some reason, there was some kind of disconnect for me that I couldn't really figure out. Maybe if I watched it again, I could be like, what's missing is this. But I can't exactly pinpoint what it is at the moment. When it ended, I felt like, yeah, that went through the motions. The humor was good. This character's developed well enough. She sells it in all of her facial expressions and, her body language and everything. But it just was missing something, and I'm not sure what it was. But overall, it's a good flick. It's on Netflix. If it sounds like it's up your alley, check it out. And, I'd apologize for preaching, but I don't apologize unless I genuinely feel sorry. So I'm not apologizing, but I didn't mean to preach. I get very protective over filling kids' heads with bullshit. I think it's near child abuse. No, I outright think it's child abuse. So that's my feelings. Anyways.